Hello, hello. It is Friday the 30th of July 2021 and I am here again. It is session 71, the 71st Friday that I do this. And I am back with the card deck, the Wisdom of the Garden Path. Beginning to look extremely ratty, but there you go. I will be drawing today, I think, looking to see what the cards have to say about August, because in about 5 minutes it will be August. So really nice on the universal level, some lovely, during this 5 year when things are growing and expanding and being all five. Hello, Afia. Yeah, so the year is a 5. Things are changing and we're adapting and adjusting to the changes in life. Hello, Carol. Yes, you absolutely may. August is bringing a really nice, yes, Afia, you can get a card. 8 is bringing some lovely balance as we find a new equilibrium. There's balance coming to the changes as we adapt to them, so it's really kind of cool. All right, Carol in the UK, what does your August have for you? Ooh. Oh, more analysis. I feel as though you've had a similar card to this before. This is that whole reading reading the small print and checking the contract before you sign and all of those kinds of things, which certainly apply to stuff going on in your life right now, I think. 3 is that point of inspiration. 4 is practicality. And they're adding up to a 7. It's all going to be a teaching and learning. As you learn what you're doing, other people are seeing your example and they're learning from how you conduct yourself in the world and how you listen to spirit and don't take anything for granted, and don't get taken along for a ride. Just because somebody says sign here doesn't mean you have to sign here, in spite of the way children are often taught to do what they're told. It's not true. We're not children anymore, and you don't gotta. Okay. So Afia, you were next. I see you, Carol, in Florida. I see you, Regina. I feel as though I should be on Romper Room. And I see Carol. And I see, yeah. Okay, Afia, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. You certainly may get a card. I'm asking the cards about August. So, and I think, Carol, in the UK, I think with the events that are going on in your life, that's fairly local to August, a lot of that. Okay, this is for Afia, or Afia, or Afia. Let me know. Now I'm going to stress about it. Oh, nice. Wendy, how good to see you. Okay, Afia, number 16. This is a gorgeous card. Love this card. I just want to draw happy faces on these flowers. I say it every time it comes up. It's always true. They're just so happy. So for you, for August, the number 16, the 1 is you, your central identity, your personality, the place where your world begins. And 6 is how you move through your community. It's how you serve the people that you're in contact with. It's how you make things better in the world on your way through it. And they add up to a 7, which is the teacher, which is exactly what Carol in the UK just had. That learning as you go, and setting an example that other people learn from. So you're teaching, you're learning, you're improving the community, and you can feel really good about that. It's the optimism card. Hooray. So, so nice. All right. So next one in is Carol in Florida, I think. Carol. Yes, and then Regina, and then Wendy. Wendy, you have to tell me specifically that you do want a card. You are more than welcome, Carol. I'm, yeah, I hope, yeah, I think it makes sense. You don't need any more than that. Okay, Florida Carol, energies for August. All right, I don't know what you're up to. Number 19, which is a gorgeous number too. My screen slipped there. You're welcome. This is Carol in Florida, number 19, and its potential. This is the white pine with these the needles grow in sort of clusters. The little green, yellow green, pale bumpy bits at the center, and the needles grow out from that. So the slightest adjustment as they're leaving center can make a really big difference with where they end up. So one of the messages is about staying where you are and getting clarity about exactly where it is that you want to go, rather than just rushing off in 6 directions and needing to turn around again. Get really clear about where you want to be, whether it's in a week or in a year or in 10 years, and then start moving towards that. And it saves time, it saves wasted effort, it saves energy, it saves everything, and you get to your potential that much sooner. 19 is the one, which is you, your central personality. 9 is that place in the physical world where everything is connected to everything else. It's that really holistic energy. And they add together with 1 plus the 9 is 10, which is your central identity, alongside the cosmos, the entire cosmos that's contained in the 0. And then we add those together. 1 plus 0 is 1. So now we have you with the energy of the whole cosmos inside it, and a comprehension of the connection of all things. So your potential is unlimited. It's about you having the clarity to make those first steps. So that looks like a lovely project for August, to get clear about what comes after August, I think. Hello, Penelope. Good to see you. Absolutely, you may have a card. I've got Regina is next, and then Wendy, and then you, Penelope. So we're doing fine. Regina. Is that right? Who was I? Afia? I've done Carol and Carol. Yeah, Regina's next. Okay. I'll be fine. Regina, Wendy. Okay, this is good, Carol. While you're all here, in case you're wondering why I gathered you here today, want to let you know that next Friday is going to be my last weekly Friday live. It is, at least for now, things can change for sure, but I'm going to take a break. It's going to be number 72, and 72 is a gorgeous number. It makes me happy, and it feels very complete. So next week, be here for sure, because the following week I won't be. All right, Regina, here we go. Ooh, Regina, you working hard? I don't know nearly enough about you. Okay. The synthesis, you can see all the berries, they're all on the same branch, all in different stages of development. There's some that are a little almost white, they're so pale, and some that are green and pink and red and purpley, and lovely bright black ones right at the front. And this energy is about, it's about you, the one, and five, which is expansion and growth and adapting to new situations. And this year is a 5 years, so that's a very aligned energy. In the card, they add up to a 6, which is that number of service, of improving the community, of bringing beauty to the community, whatever that looks like. Maybe you're sewing curtains for somebody, maybe you're raising money for something else. Whatever it is for you that brings beauty to the community is going to benefit from, for sure. And the synthesis card is about your ability and your call now. The card is telling you to gather things from different places. The easiest way to describe synthesis for me is to talk about baking a cake. With vanilla from the West Indies and sugar from wherever the refineries are, and wheat flour from the North American prairie, and eggs from down the road at the chickens, and bringing those things from all different places and making something new, synthesizing a cake that never existed before and that nobody else could do quite the way that you do. So whether it's a research project, whether it's a patchwork quilt, whether it's about writing algorithms for the computer, whatever it is, you're in a position to gather stuff from all over and make something new. And you're August. You get to improve the world by expanding into that energy. That's rather lovely. I like that. Cool. All right, I hope that makes sense. Wendy, you are next. It's so nice to see you. I would love to have a conversation with you sometime. I need to know if you're doing the work that... Oh, Wendy, you'll take a skip? I have no idea what that means. Regina, you're moving on. I don't know what that means either. Okay, Penelope's here. Whoa, Laurie, good to see you. Yes, we do need to chat. That is a fact. All right, so when I don't know what I'll take a skip means. I'm gonna read for Wendy, and we're at 13 minutes, so I will just send her the link and she can look it up, right? Make sense? For Wendy for August. Oh, we do need to talk, Wendy. All right, number 1, beginning. So new stuff coming up. New stuff coming up. These new leaves on the daylily, they're coming through. They're photosynthesizing already. All of last year's stuff is still there. It's still kind of in the way, but the new growth is just pushing through it, disregarding it. It is what it is. It's over. We're moving on to a whole new season. And that's a really, really nice energy. 1 is the beginning of all things. It's the place where your universe begins because you see it differently than anybody else. It is the start. It is every kind of beginning. There was nothing and then there was something. That's the 1, right? So stuff going on with you, Wendy. I want to know what it is. That's very cool. You think she doesn't want to cut? Well, sorry. Okay, Wendy, that was you. I don't know if you saw it. 13 minutes. You can watch the recording when we're done. All right. So then I have Penelope came in, didn't she? Is Penelope here? Penelope's still here. Yes, yay. Okay, I'm going to read for Penelope. And then I believe Laurie is next. so lovely. Laurie, 3 o'clock, we're going to be at Petaluma. Are you, I've never noticed you there, but there's always like 100 people, so I never get to see who everybody is. I'm glad you saw it, Wendy. Yay. Also, when are we going to have a conversation? I've got a big old driveway and the weather's nice. Okay. Penelope. Penelope. Lauren's on holiday right now, Laurie. But yes, okay. This is for Penelope, number 14, which is lovely. Who am I talking to? Penelope. Okay. One is you. All the things I just said about the one, that place where you begin, where your universe begins, that central identity, that core, that personality, that energy that is Penelope and has been since the beginning of time and will be forever and ever. That is the one. 4 is really solid, stable, reliable, dependable energy, right? It's I like to say that when we build something with 4 sides, it doesn't fall over. It's just boom, solid foundation. Use that for a base, you can put anything on it, right? So the 1 and the 4 together, you and that practicality, they add together into a 5, which is that growing, adapting, expanding energy that we have all around us this year as we adapt to all new conditions. And the concept of design, this, if you've ever met a Queen Anne's lace, there's only one stem, one stalk that comes up out of the ground, and then just a little ways under this blossom, it divides into each one of these tiny, tiny blossoms. You can kind of look down and see a whole lot of green lines, or I can because I know they're there. But each one of these has its own stem. The design is incredible. It's absolutely phenomenal because it ends up with a flat top. Even though they're all growing independently, they all grow to the same height. It's yeah, magic. I love Queen Anne's lace. So the energy of design, the idea of building on a really strong base and expanding it with information that only you have, and whether this is about designing your family relationships and how you are relating to people that we mostly don't think about, but sometimes we need to sit down and consider whether or not we're going to continue a relationship with somebody, and whether or not we're willing to drive across 3 provinces to attend an event for somebody, that kind of thing. There's always a call for planning, for designing and fitting that into how that suits our life. Because yeah, sure, I'd like to go to a wedding in Saskatchewan, but if that means I'm going to miss 3 weddings in Nova Scotia, then I've got to design a system that serves me as well as everybody else, right? I mean, I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. Designing your life so that it serves you, knowing that even in your practicality, you get to expand yourself and your experience of life. A lot about self-determination, I think. Okay. Do I know you, Penelope? I think you're a friend of somebody else that I do know, but I'm not even sure about that. That's really sad. Okay, Petaluma, she says. Yeah, Friday Zoom event. It does happen. All right. So, Laurie, I don't know why. I guess if you say we need to chat, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. It's very interesting. All right. There's no, I read for you. I read for you. Okay. So, Laurie, you just had an anniversary or something, I think, Laurie. That's really nice. You are a friend of Tanya's. Okay. That's cool. Cool, cool. I hope that made sense for you, Penelope. And I hope Tanya shows up. There's usually the Tanya family comes, they don't quite come in a bus because they come from all over everywhere, but her mom and her sister and her cousin, and there's a bunch of them periodically show up. It's nice. Okay, Laurie, so an energy for August for Southwestern Ontario. Laurie, I have a bunch of lorries. You're very lucky you're by yourself today because I got a whole boatload of lorries in my community. It's wonderful. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Number 32, which adds up to 5, which we keep talking about all this expansion and adapting to new circumstances. This is the bramble, that same bramble we saw on the synthesis card. This is when it climbed up out of its space and started colonizing a packed earth driveway that wasn't being used anymore. So it it came creeping out. I almost wish I had a sort of a longer view so you could see down the length of the driveway because it's like we're standing at the end and we're looking towards the house, right? And it's come up from the left and it's is it the left? Yes, it is the left. Yeah. Um, so moving into new territory, going into spaces where you have not been before. So I don't know, Laurie, if you're like being reassigned at work, being promoted or something like that, or if this is about your life away from paid work and some of the potential for growth that is there. I specifically been asking for cards around August energy for this next month, so some sort of opportunity to go where you haven't been yet, and whether that's on which of the planes I do not know, whether it's a physical, a mental, emotional, or a spiritual growth. Number 3 is the number of your point of inspiration. It's where spirit sends ideas from the cosmos into the physical world, and you get to be you. She says, okay, so not paid work. All right, that's good. Um, so three is your inspiration. It's the place where you have flashes of good ideas, and you don't know where they came from. They came from the cosmos, using you to bring them into the world. And 2 is the number of relationships. It is all of your relationships. It's the people in your household, it's the people in your workplace, in your neighborhood, in your extended family, in your online connections. Anything that is another person is about a relationship. So bringing together your inspirations and your community and adding them up into a place of expansion. So it's really I I keep seeing that the way you phrased that, creeping out, definitely away from paid work. I trust that means there's good stuff going on in your non-paid work life, and that's really cool. I like creeping out. All right, so good energy there. Good August stuff going on for sure. All right, so who is there anybody else here? Not seeing anybody else. I'm going to Laurie, send me a DM, and we must schedule something for sure, for sure. As indeed should Wendy, but I think Wendy might be gone. Okay, I'm going to draw a card for the community, for people who are watching the video who didn't get to be here. And for if you're watching on Facebook, please like and follow this page. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. There is going to be some new content going on to YouTube soon. I'm as I take back my Friday afternoons and some other time, there's a bunch of stuff coming to a close. I'm doing some content creation for my Patreon page, which if you would care to continue with stuff, that would be lovely. Also, my summer sessions this year, I didn't look up the date. Summer sessions this year are going to be in August, obviously, because July is gone. I'll see if I can find it. But it's going to be really, really informal and just casual chit-chats, Q&As, that kind of thing. No slide decks, no handouts. I'm just not inclined to do that again this year. There'll be Zoom sessions, so you will need to register. Send me a message, drop me an email, whatever it takes. Probably be at this time of day. So wherever you are, whatever time it is, it will probably be this time of day. It'll be a week of 5 days of 5 different sessions. Excellent, Laurie. Thank you. I will no doubt see that when I change screens. All right. So community card for people who are not here or people who are lurking. Your energy for the month of August. Oh, it's 5. Isn't that really aligned, given that we're in a 5-year, 2021 adds up to 5. It's about growth, it's about progress, it's about moving forward and outwards and expanding in all the dimensions, which this year is asking us to do. We're changing in so many ways. The systems that we work with, the routines that we used to have that we've had to change, the approach that we have to just going about our daily business. So this is, oh, help us, we've got spammers again. I'm so sorry. This is really, really okay. I hope that fixes that. So community card, yes. So here we have frozen peach leaves, which are in a state of not being able to do very much of anything. But even when we feel stuck, and for people who are locked down, I know I have a couple of people from Australia sometimes come by, and I know that your lockdowns have really extended and lengthened, and you've got at least another month of it in certainly in Sydney. So that feeling of not going anywhere, not doing anything, not growing, when in fact this is time when you can sit with yourself, with your imagination, and you can just imagine all of the different outcomes that you might like to see that you wouldn't have had time to think about in the regular hurly-burly of busyness and 9-to-5 work and whatever else you've been obliged to give up at this time. Using the stoppage as a launch point for discovering all the different potentials, and allowing yourself to grow in your ability to consider potentials, and also in your willingness to move forward in a different direction, to make some changes. 5 is all about change. It's all about growth. And sometimes when we have to stop, we can see that same grind is just really a same grind. And we can imagine it would be way better. And so once movement comes back, we can go in a different direction. All right, that's a good card. I like that. Okay. It's very quiet today. Sometimes I don't know what the difference is. I really, truly don't. But that's all right. I'm going to okay. So I'm sorry, I was just responding to a whole other thing. Yes. So there's almost nobody. I don't understand how the people on my lists and the people who follow the page don't necessarily get the notice, and yet the spammers find me. It is a very interesting situation. However, moving on, as I was saying earlier, August is going to really bring us a chance to find the balance in the new ways and the new systems and the new stuff. So that's a very positive thing, I think. All right. So who all is still here? I will draw a labyrinth card if you're still here. And if you're still here, who I think is still here. I don't know. I can't tell. So oh, hey Carol, how good. Okay, just as your oh, that's nice. Just as your name came up and your I am, very powerful words, this card jumped. I think it probably showed on the camera. So it was rather lovely. It says, you are on a path of discovery and growth. Take the next step, which is very 5 kind of energy to be on that discovery and growth. And taking the next step. These cards are really good about next steps. So the sacred path that you are on, so very cool. That is nice. I don't know if you go to my website, I've got one of those really annoying pop-ups, but when you give your email address, you get a labyrinth that just you know, a 9 or 8 by 11 page, so that you can have it on your desktop and use it as it's a lovely way to sort of alter your mood and center your energy. If you use your non-dominant hand to trace the path from the outside, and it goes all around and it turns you and it does unexpected things. But ultimately, you do end up at the center. If you're able to stay on the path, you can't get lost. Sometimes, oddly, there are things that happen that you do get lost, because what happens in life happens on the labyrinth, and vice versa. So sometimes people who are struggling to get to the heart of something, they go in and they walk, or they work with their hand if they're using a small one. And somehow they miss a corner or something happens, and they end up back at the entrance again without ever reaching the heart of it. So there's lots and lots of wonderful metaphorical lessons to be learnt with a labyrinth. It's rather lovely. So I like that you got that. I think the one that you download from mine is it's a classic. It's that design rather than the one with the rosette in the middle, but it's still very, very powerful energy, labyrinth energy for sure. And this might be one of the decks that I talk about in my summer sessions, which are, let me look, are scheduled to occur the week of August the 9th. So each of the weekdays, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, Friday the 13th. That's kind of cool. I like that. And I'm just going to be doing Q&A and answering questions and playing with some different decks that I don't usually feature. I've got a really nice one called the Well-Worn Path, which is sort of some Wiccan imagery, things like that. I've got the Intuity cards that I got just, a month ago, 6 weeks ago. The more I work with them, the more I love them. So it'll be a chance for people to see those and consider whether or not they want to go deeper into what they have to offer. I have the Akashic Tarots. I have the Ocean Oracle, which is, it was written by a woman. They're really, I can't think of her name, Diane somebody maybe? Really beautiful cards with pictures of seashells. So many different seashells. There's like 200 in the deck. It's huge, huge undertaking to work with the Ocean Oracle, but it is well worth it. I really, really like them. And what's the other? I have a Sacred Geometry deck as well, which sort of ties in with the labyrinths and with all of the everything, because everything's connected, right? It's so rather fun. I think it'll be a good time. I need to get a page onto my website so people can register for all of that. Haven't done that yet, I confess. So Carol, you seem to be more or less here all by yourself. You're the only one talking to me, and that's all right. I wonder, would you like a card for, is it George? I can't remember. I'm sure that you have someone in your life that I sometimes read for. Oh. And if nobody else is coming in, we might as well just enjoy each other's company and do whatever works and whatever serves. Because in the end, it all serves, right? There's, yes? Okay, I'll take that as yes. Absolutely. All right, is it George? It must be George. You would have said no, it's Fred if it wasn't, right? Okay, so for George, for August. George has had this before. I don't know, maybe you've had this before. I love this card because I love all the cards, yeah. Empathy, that ability to stand with somebody, to honor their existence without trying to change them, but to be to be respectful and filled with loving kindness for them wherever they are on their journey, to empathize with them even when they're having experiences that you're not aware of, or not familiar with. You know, the yellow is such a, it's that solar plexus chakra, the place where our personality sits, right? It's where we honor ourselves, and and is the beginning of our experience of all things, right? It's that sort of the beginning of our human beingness. So then when you have two ones, it's our one being able to stand with another one who is equally centered in their solar plexus. And of course, because we add to a single digit, this is a two. There's going to be some form of relationship between two people who are empathizing with each other. And I think you've told me before that George is a creative and gentle soul, I think. So that kind of fits. I like that. I love 11s. 11 is the number by itself without being added. It's often pointed to as the number for intuition. And of course, it's the one that a great many people point to the when clocks are showing 1:11 or 11:11, and we become conscious of it, a sign that a shift is coming, a shift is happening, that these ones, these energies of individuality are making themselves known in a way that they haven't before. So that's rather lovely. Go George. My nana used to buy goldenrod to plant in her garden in the north of England. And I've had the great good fortune to live in places in Canada where it grows wild, which is just amazing. Amazing. I love it. Yes. So lovely, lovely. Cookie! Yes, indeed. Yes, please. How good to see you. I am drawing for the energies of August. It is so nice that you made it here. And I hope your Auntie Frances. Yes, lately she's been arriving like after I've gone, 15 minutes after I shut it down. And I feel badly, but you know, what you gonna do? If I'm not here, I'm not here. So I will tell you, Frances, as I have been telling other people, next week is going to be my last regular weekly Friday. It is Friday number 72. The world has changed a lot in the last 72 weeks. And I'm going to move my energies into some other things. Could happen that I come back, but you know, maybe not. Just so you're aware. Okay, so for Cookie for August. Nice. Nice. Great card. Number 10. The self-awareness card. It's a wild rose bush in full blossom, with the afternoon sun shining through it. And the idea of self-awareness, that energetic center shining through the physical reality, right? Because you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So the number 10, the 1 is you. The 0 is all the energy of the cosmos, and we add them together to be in that place where all of the cosmos is within you. And as you become aware of that, whether that's through meditation or through study or through whatever choices, practicing as a whirling dervish or sitting on a bike in a spin class, if whatever shifts your mind into that other place where you can access cosmic energy and the wisdom that you have within you. This is, so in August, the cards are saying you will have a chance to connect with that deep awareness of yourself and your soul. It's very cool. I like that. I do like that. Nice. All right. This is a very unusually quiet day today. It's kind of good. I think a lot of people have reached they're fully vaccinated and feeling safer to go and do other things. I know here, even I'm in Ottawa, and some of our government workers are going back to the office next week. So things have changed considerably since March of 2020. It is the connection that we made as we were all feeling so isolated is not quite as necessary, and clearly not as many people are around looking for it anymore. So I think I'm making good choices about shutting her down. Oh, something flitted through my head and now I've lost it. I don't know what. Oh, nice, good. Oh, and is there ever a time, like a new job, when we become very aware of ourselves and the things that we know that we can now bring to the new job, and the things that we thought we knew, but they've changed the technology and done it? I'm going to have to learn this again. It's, I've heard that, Carol. Yes, I didn't think about. Somebody was talking to me a couple of days ago in a Zoom. They referenced the villages in Florida. I'm not familiar with what that means. Home care. Okay. Are you nursing someone at home, Cookie? Or are you working in home care? Yeah, it could, as I say, it might be that I start up again the Fridays, but for now, I'm planning on making more content for my patrons on Patreon, and doing some. Okay. Oh, I've done that back a long time ago. So you're going into people's homes, Cookie. Is that what that is? That's a heck of a thing in a time of a pandemic, to keep yourself safe going into so many different environments. Hard work. Yes. Yes. I love working with seniors. There's something very special about that. That is cool. So Florida Carol, I'm trying to think who I was talking to and why I was talking to them. Obviously not anybody who's here now. And they were talking about the villages being not closed down. That wasn't the word they used. But overrun? Is that possible? Yes, that's good, Cookie. Very, very important that we do that. But not, it's all over the state, Carol. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a good friend in Chicago and one in, we're a group, actually we met last in the very first lockdown, and we've stayed friends, and we still Zoom at least once a week. There's one in Chicago, one in Ann Arbor outside of Detroit, and one in Salt Lake City. So I get a real overview of things that are going on in different states. It wasn't one of them, I'm sure, talking about the villages. However, I talk to a lot of people at different times. And then we have somebody in Kentucky, which is also very cool. I have more American friends now than I did before COVID. That's a fact. It's a very interesting situation. Oh, good, Penelope. That's kind of you to say that you'll miss me. Yeah, I think next week I'll probably, or next week I'm going to do one because it's number 72. But the first week that I don't do one, I'm going to be sitting wondering what to do with myself. It's very much 72 weeks is a long time. Gave me a surprise. Even though I've been blithely saying, "Oh, it's been a year. Oh, we're in the 50s. Oh, we're 60 weeks." It going and checking and making sure and finding that we're coming up on 72. That was extreme. So that's I shall look forward, Penelope, to, and you can message me here, or you can use my website to send me messages, send me emails, and you're a friend of Tanya's, so for sure you can't lose me because Tanya will know where I am. So life is good. It is. It's so surprisingly quiet. We've been having big thunderstorms here too, so maybe people are sheltering elsewhere. Here's shuffling cards as if I'm going to do something with them. But there are a couple of people who said they were going to be here today who I have not yet seen, so that could still happen. And what else? What else? I don't have my sales pitches ready. Newsletter. If you're not on my newsletter list, please head over to my website, which is joleith.com. Sign up for my newsletter. Pretty much every page has got a link at the bottom of it saying, yes, sign me up. Also, I will be posting on this page. I can read for James Carroll, absolutely. I'll be posting on this page about the summer sessions on the week of the 9th, and I'll be posting on this page anyway. And I always, when I find good memes about exploring paths of some kind, I post them onto here. So if you're following this page, you're still going to get notifications from it, for sure. And if you're desperate, you can go back and watch some of the videos. There you go. You still have stuff going on. This is for James. Oh, we have number 7, which is beech nuts. 7 is the teacher. 7 is always teaching, always learning. It's the first of the spiritual numbers in the number cycle. It's about the energy. So this is for August energy. We've been asking the cards. It's about being in the right place at the right time to learn something, to teach something, to be setting an example that really, really matters. It's that, the gravity plop in the middle of the pond that spreads out in waves in ways that you might never have anticipated, that you wind up teaching a lot of people a lot of things by your example and just by going about your life. So whatever James is doing it mindfully and noticing that there are people watching. There are always people watching. And whether that means little children, whether that's the neighbors, whether it's people at work, bosses and supervisors and people like that, certainly colleagues learn from how we conduct ourselves, right? If James is going to work every day with his angry face on, then other people are going to be angry around the office too, because that's what we do. We learn from each other. We're very very impressionable human beings. It sounds like him. Yes, leading by example. That's very cool. So I guess it's just a call to mindfulness in terms of how he is presenting and how the world is perceiving him. That's very, very nice. Very cool. All right. Oh, excuse me. Shortage of air. It has been, yeah, lots of thunder and rain this week, and I think it changes. Well, I know it changes the atmosphere, the different positive and negative ions in the air, right? We need the negatives. Yes. All right then. So it's almost 3 o'clock. There's every chance that somebody will come sailing in now, because that often happens. I have a 3 o'clock event in Petaluma that I'm going to go to. I often get there late, but I do get there, so it's always a good thing. And I will be back next week for the last time. That's a strange and wonderful thing to say. I've never said that before. Coming back next week, same time, 2 o'clock Eastern, same place, here on Facebook's Exploring Paths to Cosmic Wisdom. And it will be the last time for my 2 o'clock on Friday live card readings. I, however, am going nowhere. No change in other aspects of my life. So I'm easy to get a hold of. I have time for, oh, thank you, Carol. I do have time for scheduling appointments and sessions, and I will be doing the free summer sessions the week of August 9th. So we can always, and it'll be Zoom, so we can actually see each other's faces and have dialogue. So it'd be lovely if people came to that. I really do enjoy actually being with people in a Zoom world rather than me sitting here talking to myself and reading your stuff. All right. The time has come, I think, to declare ourselves closed. Thank you for being here. Thank you if you're watching the video. Thank you for staying all the way to the very end. And I will look forward to seeing you again. So wherever you are, if you're locked down, please stay home. If you're not locked down, please stay careful. Do what you need to do to keep everybody safe. I wish you a wonderful week as well. Wish you a wonderful everything, for sure, for sure. And I will be back here next Friday, 2 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.